Behold, the advent of Dexcalibur. Today on Fashion Frame Saturdays, we're going to talk about all of the new cosmetics that were added to the game in the past week, specifically the one you see before you, and Happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll talk about that in a sec. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Fashion Frame Showdown, my competitive Fashion Frame League contest weekly. We'll talk about it later. So here he is, Dexcalibur. Now I've had some colors, some colors, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what I think about the skin, what I think about the channels. So as you can see, the accents is a pretty large amount of metallic, a pretty nice looking metallic too, although there is rather a lot of it on the front. So just something to keep in mind, but I think it looks fine. Like, it looks good with lots of different colors. It's really, really cool. Let me show you it with this soft. Yeah, it looks good with that copper. Anyway, so that's really cool. And then we have a basic sort of primary here. This is a pretty normal primary color that I think looks pretty good dark. I think it scales light overall, so pick something nice and dark. And then we have the thing that some people don't like, which is the secondary. So as you can see, this is like a semi-gloss metallic is what I'm going to call it, like a low shine metallic. And it's all over his body. This is like the majority of his body. So if you don't pick like a really neutral color, like here I've picked this sort of dirty steel color for his booty and the rest of his body, then it's gonna look very metallic. Like if you pick, you know, like that's a little shiny, not gonna lie. That's a little shiny in front. That's a lot shiny in back. And maybe you like that, but a lot of people don't like that. So listen, when you see two metallics, don't complain. Like if it makes people like the skins more, just don't complain, just fix it. Like use your fashion skills and fix it. I'm going to recommend that you use neutral gray tone, gray, that you use gray. Use gray. Don't complain and use gray. Now for the rest of the colors, we have this tertiary, which is only little highlights. I actually really like tertiaries like this, where they are lots of places, but they're not a lot there in the places they are. So I added a little bit of this sort of wine and noir color, which is kind of spicy, and then a sort of clotted blood energy color. Now there isn't a ton, like the energy is in lots of places, but it's not like all over the place in those places. And I love the energy effects on this. I think it looks good with bright colors more than with dark colors, because there's little enough of it. There isn't like big chunks of it. It's not going to glow and hurt your eyes, but I like to use a more subdued color most of the time, as a lot of you know, but it looks cool with bright colors. I think this is a really adaptable skin. I think it can look a lot of different ways. It can be really metallic and honestly kind of gaudy. If that's what you like, then you can do that. It can be really shiny. It can be really muted and sort of earthy. It can be really natural. I think this looks, this could be a kind of evil looking Warframe from the Orokin era, if I do say so myself. And maybe you disagree, in which case you can just change everything. I think it's a really adaptable skin. If they were going to give everybody a skin, I think this is a really good choice of like the type of skin that you should give everyone. I know that some people aren't going to like it, but I don't know, I'm curious. Like, tell me in the comments if you like this skin or not, because I'm curious. I am under the impression that pretty much everybody would find something they like with this, as long as they experiment. So hopefully that helped a little bit with your experimentation. If you want advice, then you know, let me have it. Also, here are the default colors. I'll destroy my appearance for you to show you the default colors, but you're going to see those anyway. So maybe purple scale could be kind of nice. Break out the Lotus palette if you have it, which I recommend. The Lotus palette's a nice palette. All right, and then as hinted at before, we have, of course, the Shamrock palette. For holidays, we usually get these free palettes. If you're newer to the game, you might not have seen this yet, but you get these 1 credit palettes. This is a credit, so you all just do like literally one mission, you will have a credit. It's meant to be free. It's just you have to pay something. So this is the Shamrock palette. It's really cool. It's a nice palette. It has a lot of greens that are way too bright for most uses. A lot of these colors are way too bright for most uses. But these colors, these sort of yellow wan colors, weedy looking colors, actually work pretty well for metallics a lot of the time. They're like sort of in between a rose gold and a prime gold, which is pretty nice. And I mean, these colors have their uses. Like if you get like a desaturated tone, these can be really nice looking greens. They're just very bright, so you have to be careful. These oranges make great energy colors. I actually think these blues make really good energy colors too. This is a really good palette. I mean, it's a free palette. Like, just go. Do the thing. Go. And now let's talk about Fashion Frame Showdown. So as you can see, the Prime Vault is still open, and it will be open for a bit longer. Just long enough for me to give away a full Loki Prom and Vaulting Pack to one lucky Fashion Victor. In about a week or so, I will loudly announce that the Fashion Finals have begun. The Fashion Live Finals are a chance for you to see the 4 finalists that were chosen over the past month, and vote for the person that you think has the most exemplary fashion for that entire month. That person will win an entire Loki Prime Unvaulting Pack delivered by DE. And in the future, I will have prizes of similar grandeur to offer as well. So make sure that you enter in the future. There will only be a gap of like a week or two between the Fashion Finals and the next round, the next month of submissions and qualifiers and finalists and a new prize. I just have to get my new prize squared away, but that should be pretty quick. So there will be lots of time to enter again. We're planning to just do these rolling with very little downtime, just forever, just ongoing. So you can win my glyph if you win the qualifiers, and you can win whatever crazy prizes if you win the finals. I should have mentioned that you can win my glyph from the qualifiers. Anyway, so you should totally go enter. I think you'll have a really good time. It's been really fun to see everyone's fashion so far. It's actually still pretty small, so you have a very good chance to win still. There's only like a dozen or two people that enter each time at the moment, so those prizes are right for the taking. And I will announce that stuff on Fashion Frame Saturdays. That's one purpose of this series, is to give news about Fashion Frame Showdown, and I hope that you engage in that and enjoy it. I felt very talky today. I hope that this was okay. I hope that you all enjoyed Fashion Frame Saturdays. We got Dexcalibur. It's St. Patrick's Day. I really like St. Patrick's Day. So welcome to St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And I hope that you're having a good time in my community, on my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. As usual, if you are new, I invite you to subscribe if you had a good time, and to find me elsewhere on the internet, like on my Discord, in the description of this video. I will see you all next time.